Alright guys, so this is a little update video on the car. I haven't touched it since the last video. You could tell that's just a whole bunch of unsanded filler there. But luckily with the 100 grit, that's just gonna knock it right down pretty quick. Filler right here and all across here. Those two dents here and the dents here and that big piece right there where it was smashed in. But that's about all the filler that I've put so far. And like I told you in the last video, I'm not gonna really paint this. I'm gonna end up fixing this dent because you could see how high this is and how low it is compared to the door. This is like high, low. It just sinks in. So that's pretty bad right there. So the plan is right now is to take off the front bumper cover and take off the bumper beam, take out the lights, and check out the actual structure of the front. To hopefully there's no other gremlins or nothing, because this bumper beam is sitting a little bit higher. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. You see how kind of like it goes up this way. See the gap on the hood right here compared to right there. So I'm gonna take everything off and inspect it, and hopefully I could loosen up the that beam, the bumper, and lower it a little bit, and that'll allow all this to go more down. Well, yeah, so kind of want to get this gap looking better because it wasn't wrecked right here that I know of. So it was like it did rear end a car by you know, like the inner piece right here, where like that T bracket piece that was bent. So that was bent and the hood and everything was replaced. But as far as like major structural issues, the car looks completely fine. Let's take a look. Alright, so this was replaced. You guys already seen that video, and everything went pretty good. Got to put another bolt here and a here. I've just been kind of lagging it on that, but yeah, so all this right here, it seems pretty much intact. This seems intact, and I mean, you can't really see, obviously I don't have like light right here, but the frame, like the rails that come out, usually one will be tweaked this way, tweaked that way, down or up or something. They are straight on both sides. So I do not know what's actually holding this bumper up and what's causing it to stick up like this, because this is up and this is down. But yeah, so I'm gonna try my best, pull everything off, and let's see how it looks like. Alright guys, so got the bumper pulled. It was basically these two screws right here, two right there, and the other twos for the other side. And as you can see, these tabs right here are all broke. Gonna try and salvage this bumper because it's not that easy finding this in the junkyard, the newer style. So set this off to the side, and everything looks to be, yeah, this is definitely more up than this one. Let's see this gap right here. Yep, and there's way less gap right here. So I'm gonna pull this off right here. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so this is it with the bumper support off and the bracket. Everything looks pretty dang square. Old signals for the corner lights. Looks like some old repairs right there. Bunch of spider webs. Everything's just pretty bad. And that's my repair right there. Looks like a 12 is missing from right here, and a 12 is missing from right there, but that seems straight. Going over to this side, you can see how this is a little bit bent back right here, but this main structure here and here, it's straight, just like The flange is bent back a little bit, but besides that, everything seems pretty dang good. The horns, everything's just painted over, but yeah, so far so good. These lights are not even that mounted in. This one mounted a little bit better, but so this is actually pretty promising right here. So dirty, filthy, but yeah, but overall it's pretty good. Alright, so I'm gonna put back that bumper, readjust it, and let's try and get this a little bit more straight up here. So I got the headlights pretty much adjusted where I wanted them. This one's gonna need a little bit more adjusting once the bumper and everything's on, but I mean, one thing that's kind of difficult about these cars is that there's just so many little, you know, intricate little bracketry, and everything is pretty wild right here. So if any of this gets in a nice little collision, there's a lot of stuff bent. You know, you have the headlight broke, the housing, a lot of stuff. All right guys, so I got the front end aligned. Gaps are not the best, but much better than where they were. This was almost all the way pinned shut. The hood was almost overlapping the fender. That doesn't look too bad. Come over to this side. This one seems a little bit far, but I could keep this one tight and unloosen these two and push this one a little bit closer. And plus, this is an aftermarket hood, so I'm gonna be like fighting against myself and chasing my tail, trying to like align it properly when this hood is not really made properly to like the actual specs, but I can make it look nice. That gap is a little bit wide, but I could always push the fender over. But compared to before, this is a whole lot better. It's finally getting straight. Alright, so now it's time to throw on the bumper beam, bar, whatever, and then now the actual bumper cover, and I could readjust this fender right now, and this thing's gonna be pretty dang straight. Oh, and as I was picking this up, I heard something rattling around inside here, and I'm like, what the hell is that noise? And it turned out to be a piece of bone. So there was definitely some type of animal feasting inside this thing. So that's kind of weird. I thought it was like a hardware or like a loose bracket or something. So now it's time to bend this back into shape and reinstall. Let's get this going. Alright, so that went on pretty dang smooth, and it lined up very, very well, as you could see. Maybe this side needs to go up a little bit, or this side needs to go down, but this is very good compared to how it was. So now I gotta put the signals through the actual bumper. Well, align it a little bit more, just take measurements right here from the headlight and from the body, hood, stuff like that, and just make it where this side is the same as that side. And yeah, after that's gonna be the cover, and I can move on to more sanding. Headlight housing still needs a little bit of work on this side because I can't get the screw to line up, but it actually slides on all the way and mounts up. This one was already pretty good from the start. This thing's looking pretty dang good. It's gonna look good in some paint now. This is decent, this is decent, that's decent, that's decent, everything. Go over to this side. right here. The primer is kind of throwing it off. It looks like a gap, but that's decent. Everything's decent right here. Actually, I think I need to put this fender a little bit closer, make that adjustment, and then it'll be even better. And that's actually going to scoot the light too, since the light attaches right here. Probably got to bend that inner bracket off of the headlight bucket in to move everything in, but that looks pretty good. Alright guys, so check this out. Probably some people can't tell, probably you could. Headlights need better adjustment, but the front end is actually pretty square right there. That was dead center. Got some gappage right here and in there. A little bit less right here, but I am still kind of learning this front end, and there are some brackets and hardware missing from the headlight housing, but overall this looks pretty amazing compared to how it looked like before, because this side was up, and remember that gap, there was like very minimal gap, like the bumper was riding on the light. We'll look at the gap now. I prefer gap more than not having a corner light, you get me? So big gap, corner light, everything's good. Still got to put the signals in. You probably have to like have seen the car in person to see how bad it was before, but I'm pretty sure the first reveal video I made, you'll be able to see a difference. So now I just got to go around, fix up more of these dents, and just sand. Gonna sand this right here. But yeah, I'll probably just get started on sanding right now. This thing's looking so much better. But yeah, so I'm gonna take the car across the lot and get these bondo areas ready for some, let's say, a primer, because I got to take the car out of here pretty soon, and this thing has to hit the street, so it's gonna be in primer for a little while. So let's get the show on the road. All right guys, so last little update, just got done sanded this down. Still wavy. This is a good repair, but not happy with this. Down here I still have to sand a lot more, and when I go like this, it's wavy. Not happy with this. This feels pretty good. Sand it up here, that feels good. Sand it up here, little wavy in the middle, probably just got to add more filler, but semi happy with this. Totally not happy with this, and all this right here is just pretty much wavy. Not happy with this, but just might as well roll with it. It's not going to be perfect. Right here, little slight wave, it'll show up in paint, but I'm kind of happy with it considering how it was, so gonna keep it like that. But yeah, so that's the car, and another crappy little update. Kind of drained from all the sanding, because I did block sand the car too, all right here and the other side, block sand, and now it's just ready for some primer to get it one color, and then I'm just gonna do the guide coat from there and find the rest of the little imperfections, little stuff, but major stuff like this, I really got to work at it. But yeah, so pretty soon it's going to be in primer, and it's a good thing it's warm down here, and it's not going to flash rust or nothing, so it's good. Alright guys, so that's the video. If you like it, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Front end is looking awesome. Starting to look like a CRX again. Alright guys, I'll see ya. Peace out.